Hello guys, I'm Madeline, welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how to add objects into an existing mesh. Outside is raining. That's the perfect time for recording. Now let's get started. So first off, we are working with a photo from reality. We need to get the camera, the data from the camera. So we open fspy. I will leave a link down into the description where you can get the software and also the add-on for Blender, because we are gonna need it also. Now with this image I will uncheck dim image so you can see it better. What I'm gonna do, I will go for rectangular mode because I have this rectangle here. I will grab the first point and press shift, so I'm here right on the corner. Now grab the second one and last steps here. Now that's pretty much aligned. Furthermore, what I can do, because I need also to align the floor, so somewhere like here is just fine. outside is raining harder and harder. Now also we need to find out the midpoint of the image. If I go to normal, you can see it's right here, but it's not so accurate with the camera, so I will go to take the third vantage point, taking this in count with, let's go for this edge, it's further away, so that's perfect. So from here now the point is moved around this area. Now even more, what I can do, I can bring in reference distance and let's check with it. I'll go for this rectangular shape around here. And here for this image I know I have like around 250. Let's go to centimeters, that's better. So 250, because generally that's the distance for a parking lot, that's the dimension. So that's pretty much it. We got it. Now we are gonna hit save as, or simply save. I already saved the data from the camera here. You don't need to change anything here, just give a name and save it. Now let's go to Blender. I'm gonna close this. I have Blender opened. Now what I need to do, it's to install the fspy. I already installed it and now it appeared here, so I have to enable the add-on. Now I can import the data from camera. Fspy, let's go where I have the camera. Everything here will be left untouched. They need to be checked. So now I import the camera, and that's the camera. Let me get it like 1 more centimeter. And what I can see from this scene settings, it's the scale, it's too small, like 1 centimeter. It's a small scene and we are needing meters. So I'm gonna go into scene properties, units, and for the unit scale I'm just gonna check 1. So now we have everything into scale pretty much. It's a lot, or an approximation. Now if I hit render, I'm not having too much an introduction for the material. So what I need to do is, first off, let's go to cycles, GPU, and for the moment we have just the image inside of the camera, so that's not helpful. What we need to do, let me also delete the other camera because we don't need it anymore. It's unuseful. We have camera fspy, the better camera. Now what we need to do is to go to put an HDRI that we just created in last video. So I'm gonna check, let's say we are gonna go with 2K texture, just for showing. I've already done like 1K, 2K, 4K and the original in 8K, but I will go with 2K. We don't need too much. Now for everything else we leave it like that, and we are gonna need a plane. So let's see. I scale this plane. I'm gonna go here into visibility, we check shadow catcher. So now if we render, we have this kind of result. The HDRI is getting in front of us, So I'm gonna go to background images and put it in front. No, sorry, just one for the opacity. Now this plane is a little bit messed because it's just copying the Hdri as it's set as a shadow catcher. Now if we take a look, the shadow is a little bit misplaced, but what we are gonna do, just to better visualize it, I'm gonna add a material, and for the base color I'm gonna go with where it is, image texture. So I'm gonna take the same image. Now for the vector, let me get the shading editor. Okay, here Control T, sorry, and I'm gonna go with window. So if I uncheck the shadow catcher, now I can see it's perfectly aligned with the image. So that will help me to better align the lighting. I'm gonna get this light that we already have by default in Blender, so we don't need to delete it and add it and add another one. So I'm gonna set it as sun. Now for the angle, let's say 3, it's enough, but it's too strong. Let's go with 20 or maybe 10, for the moment 10. So that's perfect. Now we are gonna go into the world settings and into sun position. We're gonna select our sun. Now we can adjust it properly. Like, let me add also something that's gonna be helpful. So I'm gonna add another cube. I'm gonna scale it, and I will try to get it right on the edge here because we are gonna need this plane also. Y, and scale on Y again. So that's pretty much there. Now I can get the same material, so it's just perfectly aligned. Let me disable this one so I can see exactly if I'm on the edge. GX. So as you can see, it wasn't exactly on the edge. Now that's better. Let me check also this. Now with a still image, it's more easier to do the matching. For a movie, for a clip, you need to do also camera track. It's a lot harder. Sometimes it's messing the whole thing. Everything is fine now, so I can go to render, and I can match the shadow from this box that we just made to the existing shadow, so everything will be perfectly aligned. So I'm gonna go with something like that, and that's pretty much it. We have the same shadow now. Now into nodes here, into passes, we just need to check also shadow catcher, and that's everything. Let's check also how we are going with the balance. So it's still too much. I'll go to the sun. Let's try with 5 looks better. Film it, okay. Now I can get it as a shadow catcher, and this one is gonna be also a shadow catcher. Now I can put also the gears. Oops, no, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna put the gears. I don't remember exactly if it's an add-on. Let me check if it's in extras, extra objects, somewhere around here. I can't remember exactly how I got to this point with the gears, but we can put anything we want. So let's say for our purpose doing the tutorial, let's choose maybe extras and teapot. Let's put this little toy. I'm gonna scale it and maybe shade it smooth. That's perfect. So we are gonna have a lot of teapots. Now let me get something more interesting. So I'm gonna go into edit mode. Let me check the scale. So I'm messing everything. GX. Okay. So that's gonna be separated. That's not gonna be a shadow catcher. So we are having one hole. Let me get another material to it. We have a hole here now, extrude, so we can see it better. Maybe a little bit of bevel, it's just gonna help. 3, now shade smooth, weighted normal, so it's gonna look sharp on the faces, straight on the faces. And now I'm just gonna get some physics settings, so I can let them fall. Rigid body, that's a passive. Also for this one, rigid body, passive. I'm gonna change it to mesh, and this is gonna be also a mesh. Now for the teapot, rigid body, it's an active. Let's say it's having 1 kilo, and mesh. Let's see, I'm gonna go with timeline just to be as before, and now we have this animation. But one teapot is not enough. Let me see what I can do with the material. So we are gonna go with a metallic teapot, and maybe anisotrophic. This kind of blue turquoise. Okay, looks fine. Now I can just copy it like a lot of times. Should be. Let's go into Y also. Also for this one I will apply a rigid body passive. Let's animate it. There's not too much going on with this. Also, yes, I unchecked it. Let me hide everything so I can select only this teapot. I will go to object, transform, randomize transform, and now let's get some randomness going on. Also I touch. Okay, let's rotate them on Z, maybe Y and X, so they are gonna fall more randomly. Maybe even scaling them random. Okay, we are gonna go with it. And that's our scene. Let's render. Looking pretty good for the moment. What we are gonna need to do is going into film and check transparent glass, just in case if you are having some glass, you want to check it, so also the empty spaces into the glass will be transparent, so everything behind it will be shown. So that's pretty much the scene. But what we need to do when we are rendering, I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna save. We have X files. I'm gonna give a random name just for this purpose, and now I will put it 0.7 for pixel filter. What I need to do more to take in count, also the camera has some depth of field going on for the focus, even if it's a small amount, as you can see here, or maybe here. You can see the background is blurred, and I also blurred here, so nothing rendered. Not all the objects rendered are crisp. So I'm gonna just get into the camera, depth of field. I just done out. And let's say I'm gonna go with this teapot. This will be the focal point. Now for the f-stop, for the phone I used, it's somewhere around 1.5, the f-stop. I'll go with 6 blades. It's just an approximation. Let's take a look for it. So it's just a subtle detail, but it's helpful, a lot helpful. Now we are gonna render. Let me also save, just in case. Let's go with a smaller amount, like 50, and like a full global illumination. We are having some accuracy into them. I'll hit render. I also forgot to take in account that the whole scene with the fspy camera, it's set to the dimensions of the photo taken with the phone, so I scaled it to 48%, so it's somewhere around 1920. So let's render now. Now that's the result. It's without the background image. I will move it into the second monitor. What we are gonna do now, it's enable nodes into the compositing backdrop. Let's see the view. I'll fit the view, but Control Shift, and I have the viewer node. Now I can fit the image here, so you can also see. I will change to view node also on the second monitor, so I can see better here. The second monitor is so helpful. Now I'll bring also the image. So let me see, camera fspy, that's the image. Let's see it. Now as you can see, it's a little bit different, because in Blender we are using color management into Filmic, but we need to change it to standard, so the image will look normal. Now I need also to scale it, so I'll get a scale node and set it to render size. So now it's the same dimension like the render. Now what I need to do, it's to bring an alpha over. So I will go here. This one is gonna go under, and this one above, or it was the other way. No, that's perfect. But we are not having the shadows. The shadow catcher, it's here, and as you can see, is not having alpha. That's a bit of a problem. I don't know why in the viewport you can see the shadow catcher normal acting, but into the compositor we are having to do something with this. But what I found after all the tutorials with trying to get out the white color, it's the fact that the color of the shadow it's changed, is not accurate. So you can change it, but if you have some light spilling, let's say you're having a metallic surface, and when it's hit by the light, this blue, it's gonna spill, it's gonna irradiate some of the light. That's gonna be just deleted if you are going with those methods. So the only thing that I saw to keep them, it's to go with a mix shader. It was the other way also. And checking screen. No, it wasn't screen. Or maybe I need to change it. Sorry. Multiply. So now the shadows, they also have that blue tint, and that's pretty much how you are getting. Let me save the image so I can see it better. Save as. Let's check it here. So as you can see, that's the final result. The background, the back image, back object, it's a little bit out of focus. That's just perfect. We have the blue spill. The shadow looks pretty much like the original one. That's just perfect. That's just what we want. So that was the tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please give a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Bye.